Dear viewers, this is Hypertension Clinic. This is a program intended to highlight the major trending issues that are capable of causing hypertension in Nigeria. As of course, we have a lot of this happening every week, in fact, every day in Nigeria. So what we intend to do here is highlight the major ones that are trending, and then of course, analyze them, discuss the implications, the impact they have on the individual and the collective society, and then of course begin to look at recommendations and also read out coping strategies so that we want to keep our lagoons free of people committing suicide every day. And today's edition, we're going to be looking at some of the things that happened from the past week to this week. Of course, a wide range of them. We can talk about the response given by the Zamfara state governor to the outbreak of meningitis. You can also think about how Nigerians left whatever bothered them or whatever is primary to them and began to focus on a BB Nigeria show happening far away in South Africa. You can also talk about the displacement of residents, the invasion, onslaughts, incursion, and devastation of lives at the Otodo Gbame community, fishing community, coastal area in Lagos State, by a combined team of policemen, some people said to be thugs from the Elegushi clan, and then Lagos Task Force. And then also among the top issues last week was the arrests and detention of some student activists by the Lagos State Police Command, where some of them were remanded in Kirikiri. And then today I have two guests on the show. I have to my right Mr. Adeyeye Olorunfemi. Some of you are already familiar with him. Femi, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
This is Hypertension Clinic, and then I hope that your own issues are solved, because you're going to be a doctor on the show today. You're going to be telling people how to solve their own problems. Right. And then to my left, I have Kunle Wizeman Ajayi. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good. So let's set out. Let's get rolling.
It's here again as Objective Media presents Value Explore for this Easter 2017. Songo Ota 10 up for the Easter Saturday at Mockland Hotel for laughs and melodies with top comedians and musicians in Songo and Ota. Live in concert, it's Saturday, April 15th, 2017 at Mockland Hotel by a toll gate, Ota. Time is 5 p.m. Red carpet starts 4 p.m. Come with the family and enjoy this Easter with blazing talent in entertainment. It's the Value Explore. Participation is free. I'm rapping OT and I got streets OT. I'm an active man.
All right, good. Welcome again to Hypertension Clinic. And one of the major stories last week was the arrest of some student activists who participated in a protest to speak or voice the condition of one of the students, or two students actually, who were rusticated after graduation, or supposedly after graduation. One of them was a blind or visually impaired student, Lawrence Success Mezinwa, and then the second person already a certified graduate. The graduate, he has a certificate already, and then following the certificate of graduation was a letter of rustication. So students protested, and then the police went after the protesters. Shortly after, some of them were detained in Panti and later sent to Kirikiri. And then I have with me here in the house one of the leading voices that was also a victim in that incident. And this is Adeyeye Olorunfemi. Adeyeye, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And then I can see that after your experience at Kirikiri, so many things have changed. Then I'm even more concerned now about what the experience was like when you went, because your experience may not be the same as Nelson Mandela and the rest of other people. Because maybe they went to better prisons, or maybe they didn't. But then you went to Kirikiri. What does the experience look like? Did you make new friends? What was the caliber of friends you made? Were they good people? What can you say about people who are in Kirikiri?
All right, Manko, in as much as you
want to make this to be on a lighter mode. I think I want to make it to be on a lighter mode. They call prisons in Nigeria correctional centers, or preferably, let me put it globally, prisons are called correctional centers. But let me say this for the purpose of record, that there is nothing correctional about the prisons in Nigeria. There is nothing you could want to learn from that place. In fact, the corruption in prison, it is called Ajangba, the last bus stop. That country no vex. That's what the inmates, that's what they call it. And in fact, the corruption that goes on there is top notch compared to what's happening in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Because according to the inmates and warders, they believe it's another republic on its own. And so the experience there is different things are happening, from manipulation of figures. For example, the Kirikiri prisons, the medium security prisons in Apapa should accommodate 1,500 inmates. But in Kirikiri medium security prisons, we have over 4,000 inmates. Over 4,000. But anytime the prisons authority, for example, the last time the Attorney General came to Kirikiri prisons, the figures were manipulated. So they manipulated the figure on the board to pass a very good signal to the Attorney General that everything is under control, that they are following the standards of what a prison should look like. But let me tell you, from that, warders, they go with most of the food. You don't, in fact, the beans, as I speak to you, the beans we eat, the morning we ate. We ate. You still remember? I want to put it that way so that we can understand clearly. Okay. The beans we ate then. Now let me put this one. The beans the inmates would eat tomorrow. Okay. They start cooking it as early as 6 p.m. in the evening. The inmates, there's no one in the kitchen. There's no kitchen in country, no vex. So they start cooking it in the morning. They just add cold water to it and they stir the whole thing and start serving it. In fact, if you eat the beans, uncle, it's you would think after cooking the beans, they went to pack sand and just deposit it into before serving us. So the level of dehumanization in the prisons in Nigeria is very, very disturbing. In fact, there are so many people. I spoke with different inmates, people who have not gone to court for 4 years. They've not been tried for 4 good years. We have there's a cell they call condemned cell. In fact, the level of dehumanization and the debasement that goes on there is crazy, is alarming. In fact, you have a situation whereby before you can come out to see what's going on, you pay 30 naira. That is in a particular cell. Before you can have fresh air, you pay 30 naira to come out. For every 1,000 naira that you get from your visitors coming to visit you, the prison warder gets 200 naira. Immediately, you don't argue that. For every 1,000 naira, you get 200. In fact, I got to realize from inmates. I'm just giving you all this experience. I'm also going to say this because when I was coming to visit you, we were meant to pay first to register. We paid 100 naira. That one is. They now brought some forms. I know they were fake because they weren't going anywhere. They brought some forms, black and white. They just went to do mass photocopy. Every person that came, because I visited at the same time with NAN's executive members. So when we all got there, we were over 20 at the same time, coming to see the same person, Adeyeye Olorunfemi. And they didn't say because people had been coming since the day you were there that they were even going to do discounts. At first, we paid all of us 100 naira for that fake form. Yes. The moment we got in, they locked the gate behind us. We paid 200 naira to get tally, just between the first gate and the second gate.
German gates, yes.
By the time we got to that supposed German gate, they will now call one of the inmates to come and take us again. That will also ask for his own money before he brings you. By the time they now bring you, when we want to talk to you, that small room where they supposedly are supervising wherever is talking to the visiting the inmates, they collect another money before they allow you to sit. In fact, the more money you pay, the more they allow you to talk. If you pay less, they don't allow you to talk long.
That's just what's happening. So
and in fact, it's a total. So, I mean, the prison's controller general and the officials of the prison nationally have to go to Kirikiri and see, or maybe they get shared, they know what's going. But that's something we must really do something about. It's totally unacceptable.
You have a case where
I'm concerned. That was just by the way. It's something they have to work on. I have to just pass that comment quickly. But then I was coming back to the idea of the beans you eat.
Okay.
How the condition you said you have to stay, and then at the end of the day when you eat, it's like you're eating combination of sand and. But then there was a report recently that they spend an average of 14,000 naira on every inmate in Nigeria. Would what you experience reflect 14,000 naira per day?
That's the issue of Nigeria. It's called the paperwork syndrome, and I've written so many articles on that. We discuss so many things on paper, and you don't really even see anything that looks like that. There is nothing of such that is evident in the lives of inmates. You can't see anything like, in fact, 1,000 naira, you can't see 1,000 naira is being spent on anybody. Because in the morning you eat beans, by 12 noon or 1 p.m., rice. And that's it comes sparingly. So the rice with pepper. The pepper with hot water.
In any case, that's your own experience. I mean, I didn't go to Kirikiri with you. I only visited. But then, in rounding off, let's say, what's the next from here? At first, I was even surprised because, comrade, you were there too. At first, they said that they were being charged with the allegations of, riotously invading the campus and, of course, the premise of the TVC. Later, they withdrew that after TVC came out to deny that. And then, what's the next thing from here? What's the next thing?
I just want to say, I know that Femi will not want to be a judge in his own case. The first thing is that Professor Remand Bello is a loser, a big loser, just like Professor Faborode before him in Ife. Remand Bello came from Ife. I graduated from Bafamala University in Ife, and Professor Remand Bello was a major stakeholder in Ife when Professor Michael Faborode used the same tactics that Remand Bello used against Femi and Co. Unfortunately for him, like Tony Cliff would say, history is repeated. First, as a reality. Second, as a farce. So the second time they tried it in UNILAG was a farce. So we need to turn the Baba Suwe, Baba Salah kind of style of things on there. You get it? So what do we import from that? What it shows is that in the ivory towers, where democracy is supposed to be the in thing, there will always be tyranny, there will also be dictatorship, there will be a stage whereby people want to impose their simple nonsense intellect upon others.
In rounding or in concluding this segment, Femi Adeyeye, what would you say? I mean, I saw one article you were recommending that the Commissioner of Police be removed from Lagos State, Fatai Osheni. What exactly is his offense? I mean, was it the person who rusticated the students, or was it because you were in Kirikiri?
Okay, before you ask Femi to say that, I would like Femi to speak last on that. But you should just give me just a very short chance to say that.
Okay, go ahead.
I have known Fatai Osheni, the Commissioner of Police.
No, I will come back to you so that you talk about your own experience.
Okay.
But let's take this first. Maybe you should just start in concluding your what you say to the rustication of graduated students, and then of course a visually impaired student is coming looking so foolish, or maybe it's coming looking so hot.
It is rather ludicrous to really say that, and The strategy, this is it, because we should understand the root of all this matter. The strategy is to cow dissidents everywhere. Everywhere, and it is a strategy that is well planned by the states. As I speak to you, my phone has been bugged since September, so every of my conversation they listen to it. Everywhere I go to, they know by the DSS. So it is not an issue of it's a class struggle. The vice chancellor and the president, they are in the same class. So they look at us, especially those of us who are rebels, like, what's wrong with you? Come, let's rehabilitate you so that you join this class. And then you start oppressing the next. In fact, Nigeria is a place where, in fact, a man with 3 feet by 3 feet office would want to suppress the next person. This is a place where the dean of any faculty is suppressing the HOD. The HOD wants to suppress all lecturer. The lecturer wants to suppress the students. In fact, security officers will also suppress it. So it is a plan, it's a chain of coming dissidents. So the issue of the Commissioner of Police coming in, it's not new. In fact, in the office of the deputy, the DCP, the one who heads Spanty, he told me that I will soon come back. And I said, no problem, I'm coming back, because in fact this is home already. In fact, those officers who were there were just laughing that okay, Panty is already home, because it transcends reinstatement. It is a struggle for freedom of expression. It is a struggle for freedom of association. It is a struggle for independent student unionism. They know, the state knows what an independent student unionism can cause in a nation, and that is why it is well planned. Don't be surprised if the student union president of a school is being appointed by the DSS. We've seen issues like that, especially in the National Association of Nigerian Students, where the DSS brought money in an election. The officers of the DSS brought money to bribe those who would vote for a particular president. When you have a Nance president who is 45 years old, when you have a Nance president who has left school since 1995, when you have different factions, IBB. So this is an issue that they want to really steer, they want to really put up a resistance against advocacy, because they know once they imagine having, we have 151 universities in Nigeria. Just imagine if students from 151 universities in Nigeria stand against the policy. In fact, they've so much penetrated into the labor union, they've penetrated into the students' movement, and in fact, that's why we must appreciate, or we must appreciate this little effort of comrades to really stop up activism.
It's here again as Objective Media presents Value Explore for this Easter 2017. Songo Ota 10 up for the Easter Saturday at Mockland Hotel for laughs and melodies with top comedians and musicians in Songo and Ota. Live in concert, it's Saturday, April 15th, 2017 at Mockland Hotel by a toll gate, Ota. Time is 5 p.m. Red carpet starts 4 p.m. Come with the family and enjoy this Easter with blazing talent in entertainment. It's the Value Explore. Participation is free.
I'm rapping OT and I got streets OT. I'm an active man.
Let me come to Wizeman finally. You were also calling for removal of Adeyeye. Over what exactly?
The Nigerian police first is supposed to secure the properties and lives of Nigerians. Fatai Owosheni, as Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, should resign.
Lives and property are not safe with him.
In Lagos, you need to ask yourself. Militants recently killed a soldier and even 4 policemen.
As a shower.
Where was Fatai Owosheni? The only thing Fatai Owosheni can do is to gather up several thugs of policemen to destroy Otodo Gbame.
Yes.
To destroy Atikoloreme in Badagry. To use those thugs to arrest Femi Adeyeye.
They use him for land grabbing.
Black thugs. They use Fatai Owosheni for land grabbing.
Yes.
He's being used by Elegushi, by all the ruling class of Lagos. You know, you need a commissioner of police with even human sense. You know, this is a commissioner of police that said Two-Face must not lead the protest and did everything to force Two-Face out. When we even went to protest, Fatah Oshinu was looking at some of us, UAD General Secretary and all of us. These people, I will still deal with them.
Yes. So we are generating revenue.
But what you need to resign?
The Lagos state government, and seriously, there's always a mobile court who would do the case very quickly and then send them to prison. In prison, I met so many inmates who were given 3 months to serve in prison or pay a fine of 50,000 naira. So, in fact, looking at the level of debasement and dehumanization going on there, you would pay that money. In fact, people who are suffering. I saw some who were brought in for hawking on the streets. In fact, these are abokis. People who, in fact, the whole wares they have, everything, the goods and everything is not up to 8,000 naira. Yet you tell them to pay 20,000 naira as a fine for hawking on the street, or they spend 3 months in jail. So this is very, very barbaric. How do you? In fact, I'm very sure these boys would just be there for the 3 months and nothing, because they can't afford that money.
They won't even exceed it.
If they won't exceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what they are recommending from the clinic today, that they want to remove commissioner of police. I'm not the one who said to. We have
people should not have hypertension.
So that
people should come out and fight against all these behemoths.
Here again, as Objective Media presents Value Explore for this Easter 2017. Songo Ota 10 up for the Easter Saturday at Mockland Hotel for laughs and melodies with top comedians and musicians in Songo and Ota. Live in concert, it's Saturday, April 15th, 2017 at Mockland Hotel by a toll gate, Ota. Time is 5 p.m. Red carpet starts 4 p.m. Come with the family and enjoy this Easter with blazing talent in entertainment. It's the Value Explore. Participation is free.
I'm rapping OT and I got streets OT. I'm an active man.
Yes, you're welcome back, and then this segment is about the Otodo Gbame fishing community in Lagos, where a combined team of policemen, Lagos Task Force, and of course some alleged thugs went to invade and displaced thousands of residents. As we speak right now, we went to visit the site and then we saw that there's almost nobody left in that community. We do not know. For now, I do not know, as I speak right now, what the intention is and then why people will be treated that inhumanly. And then let's show you a short clip and then I'll come back to you. We'll talk about your experience when you visited those residents, the inhabitants of that community. But let's see this clip quickly of one rally that happened just shortly before the burning down of the shanties at that community.
Opportunity to speak to the world about the grand armed robbery that is being carried out in Otodo Gbame by the APC, All Progressive Congress, and led government in conscious collaborators with non-land grabbers led by Elegushi. We want to say that the Land Use Act is clear about the procedures of taking over whatever land that belongs to government or any individual legally. The occupants of this land must be carried along and properly compensated. But that the Lagos State government is nonsense, as even the court of law has been crudely disregarded. It is public knowledge that the Otodo Gbame people have secured a judicial pronouncement against the illegal demolitions. But somebody, Oba Elegushi and their thugs, keep trampling on the law and insulting our collective humanity. The state robbery of Morocco and Makoko, where land belongs to poor people, has been taken, rebuilt, and handed to the rich. The way the land of the poor is being taken on a hourly basis, coupled with the general socio-economic attacks through inhuman policies like deregulation and privatization.
You just saw that, and so you were there, Wizeman. So what's the statistics of people who resided in that community just before that incursion, that onslaught on the community?
We have over 8,000 people living in Otodo Gbame, a very large community. It's not just a shanty. Otodo Gbame is not a shanty. It's a community where we have about 8,000 people. In fact, at the last elections, they voted over 7,500 for the Alliance All Progressive Congress, APC. The Ambode government got over 7,000 votes from Otodo Gbame.
Now the question is, a lot of people are wondering, what's the history of people who reside there? Do they have, legal right to occupy?
But that is even the issue with immigration. People move from one place to another. The people that are currently called your Elegushi family today are actually Egba people. Egba people that have been in Ogun State for a very long time before they came to Lagos and joined the Benin people who called Lagos Eko, which means village. So when you see the Badagry people moving from just Badagry down to Lekki through the fishing community with the larger people staying in Otodo Gbame for a very long time, you see a situation whereby people migrate from one place to another. I used to tell people that I'm a Nigerian, I'm an Ikale man from Ondo State, but I do not have a land.
Yes.
Because all of us are foreigners in our land. You can't believe that as an Ikale man, I am from the old Ugbo camp that had Obama King or Songogo, that was the initial ruler of the old Ife kingdom, that Oba Ekene then, that is now known as Oduduwa, took over from stylishly and later warringly. And Obameko and the Ugbo camp and some other camps in Ife had to leave because they were just doing artifacts, bronzes and all of that, and they were not militarily inclined. And they felt, this Oduduwa is a very troublesome person. So Oduduwa, who the people who are on the Elegushi, Tinubu, Ambode and Co are claiming, was also an immigrant. Just like I'm an immigrant, my grandparents were immigrants from Ugbo camp to the current day Adeyeye in Ondo State. So nobody owns any land. But you can't believe it that the Otodo Gbame people had been in that land since 1902. From 1902 to now, you know the time, you know the moment. So we have a situation whereby what is happening in Otodo Gbame is a pure case of land grabbing. I need to ask you a question, or even the whole world should answer that question. Did the people of Badagry in Atiponoreme and the other community who were there peacefully with all legal documents, they were there before the policemen now bought some shanty and said, well, no, let's go to a place where people are not living, and it's on sand, and say, people, they just called distress call, people came out and they sent people out of the place instead of where they bought. That is pure land grabbing. They don't talk about you own this land or not. That the state government is saying that it is the Elegushi family that have it as a bute kate and all that. It's pure blatant lie, rubbish, badadash. It is the Otodo Gbame people that own that land and have been maintaining that land according to the Land Use Act since 1902. So the displacement of the Otodo Gbame people is illegal, unconstitutional, and a pure case of land grabbing.
But then also another argument that surfaced was that these people could not maintain the place in a befitting manner that could serve as entrance to most of those things that are around Lekki and the rest of them.
That simply exposes the Nigerian ruling class. We have a ruling class that will steal a land of 1 million from you because you are a poor man. They will sell it to a rich man of 10 million naira. Once they sell it to that rich man, the rich man will develop the place with about 20 million naira. That 20 million naira is stolen from the poor man's pocket.
Yeah.
So when they steal the place from 20 million naira and they use it to develop place, they will not tell you that you are not befitting of having that place. You know, if you watch that video that we just had, you need to ask Dr. Olorunfemi of what is happening in Ilubiri, a symbolic place to show that the Yoruba people are never sexist. The Yoruba people at a point in time had a situation whereby women were in charge of a whole land. And that was what is in Ilubiri. They destroyed Ilubiri and are now using Ilubiri for only few rich. Who are these few rich? The same people that partook in Barney Button scam, the same people that partook in Siemens scam,
subsidies,
the same people that partook in oil windfall, subsidy scam, Malabu oil scam, Apostle Suleiman and co. People who stole from different churches.
That's a man of God.
Yeah. Fuck. Pardon my French. Pardon my French. But when you talk about of the people, Yemi Osinbajo is a man of God. Yemi Osinbajo is a man of God. He has all the video evidences of what is happening to Otodo Gbame. The same Yemi Osinbajo was the one who created mobile courts that they used illegally, unconstitutionally, and they have to also agree to it themselves.
Let me comment on what he has said, and that's why over time I would keep explaining things theoretically. The modern capitalism is just like this. Let me explain it this way. The government, you have a cow. The government would seize the cow from you, and when the government seizes the cow from you, they sell you milk. That is what modern capitalism, and that is what Comrade Wizeman has just explained. You are the owner of the cow. The government will come stylishly, get the cow from you, extract milk from the cow, and sell the milk of your own cow to you. And you buy it even in very, very expensive. So that is what is happening in Otodo Gbame. It's pure land grabbing. And in fact, very, very illegal. We are not in the states where feudalism is, in fact, it sounds very bad. This is an issue between the peasants, the nobles, and the feudal lords. Now, in this case, Akinmu Miyambode is coming as the feudal lord in connivance with the Elegushi family. So how would you just displace people, in fact, in a Gestapo style, in a Gestapo manner, destructively? In fact, it is antisocial. This thing should not be allowed at all.
Alright, so that's it about Otodo Gbame, you said, but I was just going to ask, but I do not want us to prolong this segment for too long, but then I was going to ask, if rich people have bought the surrounding lands, do these poor people not feel isolated?
Now, this is simple, Leave and let us all live. Simple.
You're talking about mega Lagos.
Now, let me ask you something. When the rich man steals our land, who is going to be his cobbler? Who is going to be his carpenter? Who is going to be his bricklayer?
They know how to get there.
No, they can know how they get all of this. But that does not also say that the land is not our own. The land belongs to we, the poor people. The land at the back of a Kate community, Itedo community, currently in Otodo Gbame, belongs to the poor people of Otodo Gbame. That it is being stolen by the rich does not mean it belongs to the rich. It is just the thieves stealing what belongs to us. And I call on Lagos State people in Agege, people in Mushin, people in Oshodi to start standing up, because very soon they will go to Oshodi market and say this market does not belong to the people of Oshodi. Yes. It actually belongs to some rich white men. And they then steal it. And that's why you see that it is the son of the daughter of Tinubu that is the Yaloja. Under her, they have destroyed a lot of markets. Aside of Otodo Gbame, a lot of mechanic shops have been destroyed just for the sake of the rich. What we are saying is that let the poor live just as the rich live. When they want to build mega city, it is the poor that give them the elections that made them want it. In fact, if Otodo Gbame people did not own the land, Why is it that the APC people went to seek for election in Otodo Gbame? And the people of Otodo Gbame voted for them massively. That's fraud, simple fraud. Ambode himself is not a Lagosian. That's the truth. Ambode is not a Lagosian. Ambode is an Ilajeman. And that's the pure truth.
Well, let's now begin to look at this. Finally, as we round up this segment on Otodo Gbame, well, you have painted a picture that the poor people are so helpless, they are victims here. So, and then maybe I would say I'm one of those poor people, because when you say rich people, I have not stolen land before. I didn't participate in an important scam. I didn't participate in the cement. I don't own an oil.
Malabu.
I've never. And
that's why you are here sitting beside me.
So that's why I'm saying that if you say poor people, I can also say comfortably I'm one of them. And then it looks like we are more in number. So what do you think we poor people can do in this? Or maybe I'm not poor.
Yes, I think
in Jesus' name, I'm not poor.
Oh, you're just
no, when we say who owns the land, we say the people. That is East Soweto, Africa. So that's when our comrades they taught us all this time.
Okay, so
so I think advocacy should be the case now. Let people start speaking. See, we would keep saying all those things.
But it's Otodo Gbame people not speak. That's
let me even just come, Femi. I agree very much that we need to do advocacy. But what has happened in Otodo Gbame is not new.
Yes.
It happened in Morocco. It happened in Makoko. Badia. In Ebutemeta. In Agege, where I live. Abule Egba. And a lot of other people. Solidarity.
Yes.
People in Badia, Badagry, Agege, Otodo Gbame, Morocco, Makoko, all of them should come together and start mass protest and mobilization. If we didn't protest the situation whereby Femi and Co were arrested, they should have been left dying in Kirikiri. They have only stolen Otodo Gbame's land. We can recover the land if we take action by taking over the state house.
Yes.
All right. So that's a brief. You've heard it from Wiseman, and then Adeyeye, you're also in support of that. That poor people should come together. You can reclaim your land, and that's the recommendation coming from Hypertension Clinic.
Yes.
This episode.
Don't get hypertension.
Yes, and then we'll come back again. We'll bring you refreshing episode.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
We'll bring you new stories that can cause hypertension, and recommend coping strategies for you. Thank you very much, and see you again.
Thank you.
It's here again as Objective Media presents Value Explore for this Easter 2017. Songo Ota 10 up for the Easter Saturday at Mockland Hotel for laughs and melodies with top comedians and musicians in Songo and Ota. Live in concert, it's Saturday, April 15th, 2017 at Mockland Hotel by a toll gate, Ota. Time is 5 p.m. Red carpet starts 4 p.m. Come with the family and enjoy this Easter with blazing talent in entertainment. It's the Value Explore. Participation is free.
I'm rapping OT and I got streets OT. I'm an active man. Yeah, I shot it.